This gathering is empowering to the people who pray and want to bring democracy to Iran. It is also a great reflection of support for the people. It is truly time for the people all over the world who care about democracy to stand with the Iranian people and the MEK in the struggle for democracy. My country, the USA, was founded respecting inalienable rights. You have those same rights. My country, the USA, is a secular country with a lot of faith. I practice my faith. I respect your faith, and I know that you want to practice your faith in a secular country called Iran. My country respects free speech. I am proud to speak for democracy in Iran. My country respects free association. I am proud to associate with the MEK and with all of you. My country allows you to participate by petitioning the government to address your grievances. Your people, who are citizens of the United States, have petitioned the U.S. government for the MEK to be delisted at the State Department. It is time to act. Delist the MEK, reflect the democracy that the MEK practices and that they want to bring to the people all over Iran. Regarding the people in Camp Ashraf, whom I have addressed before, the United States promised to protect you. We kept that promise, but when the reins of power were given to the people of Iraq, leaders did not keep our word, and I am embarrassed, and I'm ashamed. I want the people of Camp Ashraf protected, consistent with the promise that America made. It is time for the Iraqi government to respect the word that was given by America and to protect the people of Camp Ashraf. And the Iraqi government has got to stop the harassment of the MEK. Finally, the relocation of the people who are in Camp Ashraf is terribly important. But that relocation should not be in Iraq. It should be opened up for people in the MEK that are in Camp Ashraf to come to Europe, to come to the United States, to be a loud voice for freedom and democracy in all of Iran. In the meantime, the United Nations should set up a permanent team in Iraq to pay attention to what happens at Camp Ashraf. Let me send a very clear message to the people of Iraq. Their government is not respecting the democracy that American soldiers, men and women, sacrificed to bring to the people of Iraq and to guarantee to the people of Camp Ashraf. It was an outrage to do what was done on April 8th, 2011. It was an outrage to deny delegations from Europe and from the United States Congress to be able to go to Camp Ashraf to learn for themselves what had happened. We need an inquiry by the United States Congress, and we need that inquiry to be done quickly.
I would like to address you all as members of the pro-democracy movement for Iran. It's a great pleasure to be here today to see this enormous gathering of pro-democracy Iranians and their supporters. All the people who truly support a free and democratic Iran. I congratulate you on this magnificent event today. In my country, Iceland, as in the other Nordic countries, there is a lot of support for your cause. I can assure you that we support you in calling for a regime change and for a government representative of the Iranian people chosen in free and fair elections under the rule of law.
First, I want you to join me with something, because in Camp Ashraf, the people are watching us now on video screens, and we need to speak to them for a moment. I want them to understand this message. 50 years ago, Patrick Kennedy's uncle, John Kennedy, stood in Berlin at their worst moment, and he said to the people of Berlin, "There is no prouder boast in all the world among free people than that I am a citizen of Berlin." Camp Ashraf, listen to me well. One day, in the restaurants of Tehran, on street corners, in places of worship, you will say to your countrymen, you will boast for the rest of your lives that when our people were enslaved, when we had dictators, I lived free. I lived in Camp Ashraf. That will be your boast. Men and women of Ashraf, you are the first heroes in the new revolution for democracy in Iran. You are our heroes, Camp Ashraf. Always remember it, we stand with you.
Mrs. Mahin Saremi, the wife of PMOI supporter Ali Saremi, also took part in this gathering. Ali Saremi was Iran's most prominent political prisoner, hanged last year by the Iranian regime after enduring 24 years of imprisonment and torture. Mrs. Saremi, who herself was arrested and imprisoned several times since the 1980s, was recently condemned to 10 years of imprisonment but managed to flee from the Iranian regime and reach Paris. Akbar, the son of Ali and Mahin Saremi, is among the residents of Ashraf.
به شما هموطنان عزیزم، به شما خانواده بزرگ مقاومت که از سراسر جهان آمده اید. از اینکه در جمع شما هستم بسیار خوشحالم. با سلام به فرزندان دلیرم در اشرف، در مقابل خواهران و برادران و فرزندانم در اشرف سر تعظیم فرود می‌آورم و لحظه شماری می‌کنم که با برداشتن محاصره ظالمانه اشرف به شما و پسر مجاهدم اکبر بپیوندم. در سراسر ایران است. و سلام به شما دوستان و حامیان مقاومت. من از زندان اوین و زندان بزرگ ایران آمدم تا سلام‌های گرم زندانیان سیاسی و خانواده‌های زندانیان و شهدا را به شما و اشرفیان و به خواهر مریم عزیزم برسانم. امیدوارم که بتوانم برای رساندن صدای آنها کمکی بکنم. به طور خاص بتوانم پیام مجاهد قهرمان عزیزترین خویشم علی سارمی که افتخار همرزمی با او را داشتم به جهان برسانم.
At this event, a number of French mayors, including Jean-Pierre Becquet, mayor of Auvers-sur-Oise, Nelly Roland, mayor of Villepinte, and Maurice Bouscavert, mayor of Taverny, delivered speeches and declared the support of 5,000 French mayors for the Iranian resistance. In this gathering, the declarations of over 4,000 MPs from 40 countries from across the globe in support of the Iranian resistance and especially Ashraf residents were presented. The MPs, including the majority of the European Parliament, the majority of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, and majorities of 28 national parliaments called for the urgent protection of Ashraf by the UN, US, and EU, the immediate lifting of the siege on Ashraf, especially ensuring free access to medical services, and an impartial, comprehensive, and independent investigation into the crimes committed on April 8th in Ashraf. They declared their support for the European plan for Ashraf and decisively rejected the displacement of Ashraf residents inside Iraq, regarding it as a precursor to committing a new massacre. The lawmakers also called on the international community to recognize the National Council of Resistance of Iran.